Okay. Roxanne, how are you doing?
Hello, I'm doing.
Good. Thank you for coming. We'll get started in just 10 minutes. What's your major?
Biology.
Biology. Good. Okay. Great. Hello, Cesar or Cesar.
Either one is fine. Hi.
Okay. What's your major?
Um, Biomedical, I think, is just applied science of applied associates of science, but
Okay.
I'm really interested in actually getting into pharmaceuticals, mainly like ligand.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Good.
Am I a little early?
You're just a slight bit early. Yes. You can just hang for a minute.
Okay, I will.
All right. Hello, Mary.
Hi.
How are you doing? Did everybody come out okay from last week? More or
Yeah.
less?
Yeah, very cold, but
Good. Hi, Dr. Jedek. How are you doing?
Hi, Dr. Parker. Hello, everybody. I'm doing fine, thank you.
Thanks so much
How are
for
you
attending.
so far?
Doing well. I've been online since 1, so my little ears, I had to charge them,
Yes.
my earphones. Oh, Miss Gad, wonderful to see you.
Hi, everybody. Sorry.
Hello.
Am I late?
No, you're early. You're
Oh,
early.
okay. I thought so, but then I saw a lot of people.
Well,
Hi.
we had 43 register, so we'll see
Oh, okay.
who we
Okay.
get.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice. Hi,
Yeah.
Katrina.
Hello. Hi, how are you?
Oh, holding on. Holding on. Yeah.
Oh, did you come out all right, Miss Gad?
Yes, I was one of those few, maybe fortunate people that I know of, did not lose anything.
Oh,
Water,
wonderful.
electricity, or connectivity, nothing. So
You're
that
very
was,
fortunate.
I was very fortunate. I have to admit. Yes, it was
Yeah.
very nice. In fact, my sister lost for one day, and my niece lost for one day. They live nearby, so they all came.
They came over.
They came over for a whole 24 hours. That's not
Oh
more.
my gosh. So I guess you had to cook the whole time.
Yes, yes, but it was fun. But they got theirs back within a day, which was good.
Yes. Hi, Dr. Villegas. How are you doing?
Hi, how are you guys doing?
Good.
How about you, Mary Jo? Did you have any trouble?
Well, we lost for about an 18-hour period from the early morning until the late night. And we were about, mother's 96. So we were about to go to my daughter's house in Houston. And as we're walking out the door, the lights come on.
Oh,
And thank goodness we didn't go because she had to evacuate. She lost power and water. And she came not to our house, but near a friend of hers with
yeah.
children offered the house. They were in New Mexico skiing. So she took them up on it. So anyway.
Yeah, my grandkids went on vacation, skiing vacation. So they were gone the whole week.
Didn't miss anything.
They didn't miss, but they could not get back on time. So they had to go in their vacation to LA. That's where they could fly. And then they came back. They came back Sunday, finally.
Wow. Wow. We got about 2 minutes. Dr. Fang, how are you doing?
Hello, everyone. Dr. Parker. I'm fine.
Good. Well, we're supposed to have about 43. We'll see. And Jeff isn't in yet. So I don't think I'm supposed to be doing anything. When they register, I think they all come in, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think so too.
Interestingly, we didn't get a request for a password. I thought it was odd. Is that because did you make us host or co-host or something?
No, but you are, but I gave all our presenters and Jeff the password.
Oh, okay.
The rest had to register. But he asked me how many we had, and I said, well, there's 43, but you don't know who's going to show up.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, we'll start in just a teeny bit. So did you fare okay, Elizabeth?
We did, and we lost power that Monday morning. We didn't get it fully back until, what was it, Thursday?
Oh my gosh.
So I've never been so cold.
I don't. Do you have fireplace?
We did, yeah. We had it on and we had the stove, but it was still, I mean.
Yes, I did the
night
same
that it was in the
thing.
teens, it was cold.
Yeah. Well, we were we had 9 degrees a couple of nights. So we're north in Conroe. My husband refused when we had it out because it was very cold. we did have the fireplace, but my husband, I put all the burners on. I couldn't get the oven. That would really heat. But, you know, it's electric, and they don't have a place for you to put the little fire flammable thing. So I just had the burners. He said, no, you're going to suck the oxygen out. I go, oh my
Carbon
God,
monoxide.
we're cold.
Yeah. We were turning them on and off.
On and off. There you go. There's the safe way. But anyway.
My
Wayne, did-
fireplace is just like a decoration. It's
Oh,
not that
yeah.
actually, you know, provide the warmth I need. Yes, a little bit, but not as much as I expected.
Yes. Well, we have 4:30. I'm going to wait just a couple of, maybe 1-2 minutes. And oh, good. Alina's here. Good. Now, I want all the HCC people. Actually, I want everybody. Go ahead and sign in. Just put your name and put your affiliation, like UHD-HCC. And then for the students, put your major or pre-major or whatever it is, because we're recording. And that way we can just get back to you. Oh, wonderful, Dr. Jang. Okay, now we're going to have to start now, because Dr. Jang, all the professors have classes, so we're going to get a move on. If I may, I'm going to, if it's okay with everybody, I'm going to, Dr. Jang first, Dr. Jedick, Dr. Fang, Sangeeta, and then Dr. Villegas, if that is okay with you. And I will go last to talk about the Scholars Academy. That way we can get everybody in. Okay, so welcome everybody. And we'll go ahead and get started. And I'm Dr. Mary Jo Parker. I'm the Executive Director of the Scholars Academy in the College of Science and Technology. There's Jeff. And our connection to HCC for the LSMP program is Mr. Jeff Steer. So Jeff, do you want to say hello to everybody?
Hello, everybody.
Okay.
Hi.
And we'll let you introduce yourselves as you come on to talk. But what we have some professors here that will tell you a little bit about the research. And then when they are finished, then I will tell you about Scholars Academy. And then I will tell you how you can get onto our campus to do research. Okay. And then Dr. Vegas will tell you how to get to our campus for the transition, if you're going to intend to come to us. All right, Dr. Jang, without further ado, please.
Yeah, how much time do I have, Dr. Parker?
Well, let's split it like 8 to 10 minutes each.
Okay, all right, okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So welcome to the joining session between the UHD and HCC. This is Dr. Jiang, and I teach chemistry within our Department of Natural Science. Dr. Parker just wanted me to introduce a little bit of more specific about my research. Yeah, I definitely will do that. And then she gave me 80 minutes. I will use less. So first, okay, so welcome. I want to say just a couple of sentences about UHD, since I'm the first one. And then UHD definitely, to my knowledge, is a hidden treasure, okay? We're not just the one of the probably the most affordable university within the great state of Texas, but we are in such a premium location. Okay, I told several universities before I ended up in UHD, and I truly enjoy my life here. And then also I think it's really the hidden treasure is a good benefit for our students. One of the great the benefit we have here is not just for affordability. By the way, we never compromise with our vigor, academic vigor, okay? One of the benefits is we do carry a lot of undergraduate research, and here we do, you student, when you join UHD, you do not really have a middleman, we do not even use TA or RA, you know, you directly work with the professors. So that means you get a very first experience, and then you also get a very good, very tangible recommendation to make your glowing resume. Okay, all right. So that's some in general for our university, and I personally work for already more than 200 students in the past since my tenure at the UHD, and on one-on-one basis. And I tell you, okay, we not only the PhD is just to given the opportunity of student, we actually benefit. as a PhD scientist, we really benefit from our undergraduate student research, and then everybody probably already knew the so-called thinking as outside of the box, right? And then, yeah, if you join the research with me, with all of my colleagues here, definitely you provide a lot of perspective we do not currently have, because we have been holding in this position for so long, and then we think in such a routine way, you know, and you definitely bring a lot of ideas. So that means really the research you with me, with my colleagues, really is mutual beneficial. Then to put more specifics on my research, I am an analytical chemist, okay, by training, and my research field really just lay on 3 fields, okay, the environmental monitoring and remediation, and the new alternative energy, like to make new batteries and new supercapacitors, and also some material protections, like a correction or new functional material. And definitely we can talk more later on if you write me email or you stop by, as once we fully have accessible to the campus. So all of these 3 fields really carry almost like a lot of hard spots now, okay? Although we just have a very past week, it's a very rough week, and then some of them probably can be blamed for like some wind farm or this, but it's mutual, because also have a lot of blame from the fossil fuel, a lot of things. But anyway, the energy is the key, right? Energy holds the key for our future, for our nations, right? So no matter what energy we have now, we definitely can do something to make some addition to the great the world capital of energy, the Greater Houston area, right? So we need to take advantage of what we have now. So no matter what you work on, petrochemical energy or new alternative energy, I mean the battery. So so when you do battery, you first to make a new functional material, either by inorganic or organic polymers or hybrid between these two material. To make a new battery, and you need to show some advantages over the traditional battery, right? That's in terms of output power, the low weight, more input or output the energy in density for that, okay? And then this is really a very multidisciplinary project, okay? You need to develop some new materials, new syntheses, new surface fabrication, and then new electrochemical testing for charging, recharging. I really do not want to go to much details. Definitely we can talk more. So then for other 2 research fields in my field, there will be environmental protections, monitoring and remediation, and also sensory chemistry. So in these things, really in this research, I think one of my my benefits for the research is I had a student who started research with me actually just from the first semester. So usually people tend to think you need to have some at least some preparation, some background to do the research, but actually in my philosophy, probably just in my field, I said as long as you know how to compare, then you will be good to go. Okay. To compare means, you know, you run a background, a blank or control, and then you add something either by new procedure or new chemicals or new method. And then if you added something into the existing system, the control, then if you see something new, bingo, that's your discovery. Okay, as long as you know how to compare with or without, okay, your addition. I mean, this new addition could be very good or could be just so-so, but no problem. And this is undergrad research, okay? And I told my student, okay, a new things could be as big as a Nobel Prize winning work, right? And then it could be just a little bit improvement. Once an improvement, you mean you shorten the lab time, you use less chemicals, you make your approach more greener, and then you make labor efficient, and then you make less waste disposal, or make more economic benefit from your products. I mean, anything, any improvement will be your selling point. That can make your work presentable and you need to go to present your work. You need to see the audience. Then you finish the whole story. I told my student, you start from idea. This idea could be your idea, could be discussion with me, and could be modified later on. Then you finish the bench work. Then you organize your data. You make a reasonable conclusion. Then you present your work. Hopefully you present your work in off-campus meeting. Then you know the things that is different from HCC, from UHD. Then you finish the whole research cycle. So during this process, you not only know how to do literary research, but also some marketable skill gaining. And you also know good communication skill with your colleagues, your partners, your professors, especially when you present your work, you know your audience. You know your audience is professor, you know your audience is people on the street, and then you need to tailor your speech fitting into this audience. Then you know the whole thing. I think Dr. Parker, who is in charge for the whole academy, really gave these opportunities. I mean, she brought out of grants and out of scholarship. So you do all of the research. Most of them actually is paid research and the paid travel. So really, this is an opportunity I never saw in my previous university, regardless of private or public. So UHD is such a jewel, such a hidden treasure. So I strongly just promote, and of course I'm a UHD, part of UHD, but really I speak from my heart. Join us, okay? Lock the faculty door. If this door is not open for you, then another door will be open for you. Eventually you will succeed. And then within each of our departments, the College of Science and Technology, each of the department actually possesses several multidisciplinary training. In my lecture science department, we have geology, physics, chemistry, and astronomy, and biology, microbiology. So within 4-year period, if you're a really motivated student, you can sign up. I don't mind to be a stepping stone, by the way. You sign up the first semester with me, then you get necessary training or knowledge or some background or warm up, or I want to say that. And then you move on to another professors, that's fine. So after 4 years, you get this very stellar, glowing resume, really make your future. I mean, the medical school, pre-pharmacy, pre-vet, pre-dental, even pre-law. I mean, this is just such opportunities in addition to first-hand recommendation letters from the professors.
Wonderful. Nice, nice. Thank you. I wanted to just ask before I go to Dr. Jeddick. Thank you, Dr. Jang. Jeff, are you there? I lost you. Okay, he's not there. Okay, next we have Dr. Jeddick. She's in the mathematical and statistical data science side of UHD. And so please.
Yes, thank you, Dr. Parker. Good afternoon, everyone. Dr. Jang really presented very well UHD and Scholars Academy. What I can add to that is that also our classes are very small compared to other universities. For example, at U of H, a calculus class may be 200 students, while in our school, the calculus class is maybe 30 students. So you really have a chance to discuss topics with your professor, to meet your professor. Our office doors are always open once we are on campus. So really you have this closeness with the instructors. And as Dr. Jang said, you don't have to go through discussing with teaching assistants, research assistants. You really have access to the instructors. So this is really a huge benefit for a school like ours. And so talking about my research, I actually prepared a slide. So if I may share my screen.
Please.
Yes, so the research project I chose to discuss today is a recent research project I'm working with several students on, and it's mathematical and data science methods in solving differential equations related to nuclear engineering. So here I also listed my students, and you can see that our team is very interdisciplinary. DS stands for data science, CS is computer science, and my major was math. So we really have a multidisciplinary team, and that's how science is. You cannot just be focused on one field, but you really have to be flexible and learn different topics. And so what this project is about, it's part of also of our nuclear research grant that Dr. Parker applied to several years ago, and we have several of these grants that support research projects. So when Dr. Parker asked me to participate in this grant, then I modified my research a little bit. And so this is what I will present today. And so when we look at the nuclear reactor, this is just a scheme of a simplified nuclear reactor. You can see that there are lots of pipes here, and we have a mixture of liquids and gases, fluids inside these pipes. And one of the problems that the nuclear scientists are interested in is that they want to know what is the distribution of these fluids within those pipes at any particular time in order to prevent accidents. So for an example, you can imagine there is a pipe and there is a hot liquid inside the pipe, so a huge temperature and the pressure is rising. So in order to avoid this accident, to avoid that the pipe might explode, they pump cool gas inside the pipe. And so it's interesting to know what is the distribution of gases and liquids inside those pipes. And you can study from the mathematical and physics point of view, there is a difference whether the pipes are horizontal or vertical. So for example, in our project, we just chose to study what happens in the vertical pipes. So we are studying the two-phase liquid gas flow regimes. And so what you see here are just several regimes, depending on the density of those liquids and gases, the velocities by which they're moving inside the pipes. And so this gray area denotes pure liquid, and the white area denotes gases. And so for example, this first picture here is just a pipe where we have a single phase liquid flow. So this is just full of liquid. And then the second one is we have some small bubbles. Okay, so these white circles, they're bubbles. Then we have what is called slug flow. Maybe we have big bubbles followed by smaller bubbles. Then there is also churn flow, annual flow. The last one is mist flow. Mist flow, this means the pipe is mostly filled with gas and then there are just some droplets. And so for the engineers, nuclear scientists, it's important to know what is the distribution of these gases and liquids inside the pipes, to know their temperature, pressure at any given time, and also at any location inside the pipe. And so my students and I, we consider this slug flow. And just that's what we chose to study, but one can study any kind of flow. And so from the mathematical point of view, these are some equations, the mathematical model, how this is described. So if you took a calculus class, then maybe you are familiar with derivatives. Derivatives are rates of change. And so the mathematical model is really these first two equations, differential equations. So my students, Rafael and Salman, they were pre-calculus students at the time they joined my project. So we went into details how these derivatives are defined. And so as Dr. Zhang said, you don't have to have some huge background in science in order to do research. You can even be a freshman student. And of course, the instructors and the professors will take care of you and will describe our project in detail so that you can understand and make some progress. And so that just from the physical point of view, here T denotes time, X is the spatial coordinate, it measures the distance inside the pipe. And then two functions that we are interested in are these functions alpha G and alpha L. Alpha G, fractional volume of gas, alpha L, fractional volume of liquid. So we're interested to figure out what those functions are at any given point of time at every position inside the pipe. So for example, if we look at this third pipe and we look at this cross section, white again is gas and the gray area is liquid. So this is mostly at this cross section, we have mostly gas. So maybe this function alpha G gas is, let's say 90% and alpha L is only 5%. But somewhere later on in this part of the pipe, we have mostly liquid. So maybe liquid is, let's say 90% and 10% is gas. So that's what these two functions stand for. And of course, this is a model, mathematical model that we have to solve. And so how we solve this? Well, we look at some approximation methods. And this is where my students now actually take over. I give them just the definition of the numerical methods and then they write codes. They're much better than me. They're computer scientists and data scientists. So they know all these new programming languages, Python, Julia, languages I never heard of. So they really teach me a lot. And so we have classical numerical methods. These methods are known like for maybe well-known and widely used for the last maybe 50 years. And so I just give them the definition of the method. I guide them how the method is constructed, and then they write the code. And so that's what they did in the summer. Three of my students, they wrote a code and they produced the graphs of these functions and they presented at our internal meeting. And then what we are doing this semester, we are studying now introducing artificial neural networks. This is now something that is really very popular and very recent. So there is some work from 2018 on a Bernstein neural network. So this is really a very hot topic in science, using data science methods to solve some problems. These problems, two phase flow, are traditional problems in physics and in math, but now we are using a different approach using artificial neural networks. And so what we plan to do this semester is to extend the work by Sun and his collaborators, where they use Bernstein polynomials for neural networks. We plan to use some parameters, Q and H, that I worked on before, and extend this to Q and H Bernstein neural networks. So it's lots of new terminology and might look overwhelming at first, but again, we really take care of our students. We really break down the problem into detail so the students really can understand and make progress. And again, this is all very interdisciplinary. So whether you are a math major or statistics major, computer science, data science, or natural science major, there is really room and for everyone. There is a topic that can suit everyone's interest.
Wonderful. Great. We'll take some questions in just a moment, and we'll answer that question that just came up in just a minute. Thank you so much. All right, I want to go to Dr. Oh, I was going to ask, just a minute, Dr. Fang. I was going to ask Jeff, did you need to introduce anyone?
Well, I know that one of my faculty mentors is with us.
Well, please introduce.
I'll introduce Giselle Davis is here with us. Thank you very much for being with us. And
Great.
she's one of our faculty mentors. And
All
I think
right.
there's probably too many students for me to introduce.
Yes, no, don't introduce the students yet.
I was happy to see that I don't know how many people but there's 55 people here now, so that's awesome.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I just want to say too, I didn't say it earlier and I apologize. My computer, as you know, was throwing
Yes.
a fit, but thank you guys very much for doing this. And I really appreciate the LSAMPers that showed up too. So
Yes, you have a good amount here. Okay, we'll go now to Dr. Wei-Ning Fang, and she'll share what she does and what her research is about.
Oh, hello, everyone. I'm glad to meet everyone here today at this event. So a little bit about myself. Maybe it may just a little bit easier if I have a couple of PowerPoint slides to.
Yes, please share your screen.
You can see my contact information here. Here, I have a few minutes that I got from Dr. Parker that to meet everyone, and I want to talk about the undergraduate research experience I had working with our students at UHD. Myself, I'm working in the field of industrial control systems. Specifically, it's about applied electronics and computer technology for industrial control applications. And the courses I teach are in these areas: electronics, measurement, automation, and control. So that's about myself. In terms of undergraduate research, my colleagues, Dr. Jiang and Dr. Jadek, they covered really, really well. I just mentioned a few quick points here. I would say that, compare with not doing undergraduate research, what do you gain by doing this? It's actual effort, a significant effort, I would say. I would say by doing undergraduate research, you can gain knowledge and skills really above and beyond standard requirement. That's a huge advantage because think about it, the whole point, a large point of your attend college is to prepare for your professional career. You want to have that kind of niche, right? And related point is, if you have undergraduate research experience, that's a quite item to add to your CV or your resume. It carries a lot of weight, and everyone noticed that. Some other additional benefits, again, my colleague mentioned, our research students had the opportunity, the funding to attend conference at various places every various venues. Great experience, great fun for them. They connect to peers, beyond, the immediate environment. That's a great learning opportunity and the networking opportunities as well. I would say over all these years, our students and myself benefit hugely with the Scholars Academy as a huge supporting platform for undergraduate research. And for that point, I want to show you some, just a couple of pictures here. This one is one of the projects that previously I worked at SA with, the TWC grant. We used the grant money as a seed money to build this hardware setup, which is used to demonstrate robot-assisted manufacturing cell in our lab. So the student, those at that time, they got great project experience out of it. And after they graduated, we still continue using this setup for further work for students doing further, research activities. So this one to the right is another project that was from previous years. I think it started as DOED grant. We have a field lab built 40-feet container built in a student parking lot. Inside, it has a self-contained power system from the solar PV systems. There are power management system as well as data communication systems. So it's quite a sophisticated, comprehensive setup. Again, those students worked on this project, they gained great project experience. And what is more, now this is presenting itself is a very versatile facility for students to continue to do more research work. So that's just my point of working on those grant supported project is huge benefit for our students and myself, my work, as an educator. Now, I think I would say over all these years working with undergraduate students on research, I have experience working with students from different backgrounds. I have worked with students in control and instrumentation major, in computer science major, mathematics major, on various topics. And overall, I would say interdisciplinary research tend to be quite fertile and provide fertile research, topics. So that's a point I want to kind of share with everyone. Now, currently, I have 4 teams of students working on DOED funded projects. So here give you some idea what they are. This one is a portable plate reader for biology experiment instrumentation. We use fairly general purpose devices to build instrument to read the plates. This one shows 96 cells, 96 wells. So the cell growth need to be monitored, measured, and read continuously. This is a system 2 students are currently working on. This one is an attempt to look into wireless sensor for structure monitoring purpose. This next one is quite a new topic, new in the sense that even in industrial application is building up momentum. Is using a standard, it's called IEC 61499 for distributed automation system programming and configuration. So we are glad to have the opportunity, for students to get into this really frontier kind of part of industrial automation to work on this kind of project. And then this is robot manipulator modeling project. So these are the current projects I have students working at and keep everyone busy, productive. So I hope this gives you a little bit kind of a overview what we are doing in terms of undergraduate research. If you are interested in particular details, feel free to send me an email. I'll be happy to have further discussion. Again, thanks everyone for glad to meet you here.
Wonderful. Wonderful. Dr. Fang, do you mind can you undo your share?
So sorry, say that again, please.
Can you remove your shared screen? Okay. And do you mind putting your email, all the professors, if they're still here, if you put your email in if you want them to contact you, I'm going to give them mine, but I'm happy to have you put yours down too, depends on where you are on that. And now we want to go very quick. Thank you, Dr. Fang, that was excellent. Let's go to Ms. Gatt. I want to introduce her. She's one of the co-PIs on the UHD-LSMP grant that we have. Now your grant is on we used to be connected, but now we're only connected vicariously, but that's all right. We're still connected. So Ms. Gatt, she's a mathematician at UHD.
Well, welcome to LSMP program, even though you are not LSMP Alliance with us anymore. HCC was part of Alliance when we started the program in Houston about 20 years ago. And I'm one of the fortunate people that I was there since the inception of LSMP program. And we also put the LSMP program along with Scholars Academy because it was the marriage. At the same time, Scholars Academy was started and LSMP grant was awarded. So all our LSMP students became Scholars Academy members. And this has been really great experience for our students. And LSMP program has grown, just like Scholars Academy program has grown. And we have been together so many years. And so I really appreciate Dr. Parker getting HCC students exposed or informed about UHD because I'm telling you, I'm so proud of UHD, and I know students how fortunate they are once they get into Scholars Academy and they start working with the faculty. So many opportunities open. We have been taking students to conferences like last 20 years. I must have taken at least a couple of hundred students, more than that, students to the conferences. And that's because they do the research, then they get to present their research. Same time, they get to know like a lot of professionals when they meet at the conferences, and that has ended up with a lot of jobs, lot of internships. So there are so many opportunities. So good luck with your studies, and whenever you want to think about UHD and you want more information how to do that one, I'm sure Dr. Vilekas is going to talk about transfer, but I will share my email, Dr. Parker. I can send
Please
it to
do.
Yes, and they can contact me how to, how they want to go about enrolling in UHD. So good luck, and nice seeing you, all of you. I don't see your faces, but I read your names. So I'm glad to have you all here. Great. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for coming. I appreciate it so much. All right. And with that, we'll move to Dr. Villegas. She's our assistant dean in the College of Science and Technology, and she'll share with you information about courses and transfers and whatever. Okay.
Yes. Thank you. Welcome, guys. I am the assistant dean of the College of Sciences and Technology. So that's essentially the STEM college at UHD. We serve 3 different departments. So the mathematics and statistics, the natural science department, and then our computer science and engineering technology. Faculty did a pretty good job of selling the university and promoting it and helping us recruit you guys here. And so thank you and kudos for that. And so I want to go over, I'm going to share my screen because I want to go over the types
Please.
of programs that we just in case you guys are not aware of all the different types of degrees that we're going to be offering you guys. Can you guys see my screen? Yes, thumbs up.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes, we
All
can.
right, so these are 3 different departments. Our biggest major is going to be the computer science major. Okay, so we have computer science major, just the traditional track. And then we have a newer one that is a fast track to our data analytics graduate program within the college. We also have 2 engineering technology programs. Dr. Feng talked about some of these programs. So we have the control and instrumentation and the structural analysis and design. Additionally, under that department, we have the safety management program as well. Under the mathematics, we have our traditional BS in mathematics, BA in mathematics, teacher certifications. So if you would like to teach high school math, then you can go that route. We have statistics. You can also go the statistics route if you'd like to teach mathematics in secondary schools. And then we have our newest program, which is the data science. Very popular, very sexy program because it encompasses different disciplines. And we've actually seen, you've heard the faculty talk about interdisciplinary work. And we're also seeing this in the building of these degrees as well, which is fascinating. So I talked to a student this week when I was on campus. It came to me, a data science major that was actually double majoring in data science and chemistry, biochemistry. And so we're beginning to see the blending of these disciplines, and he wanted to apply his data science skills to a research project in chemistry. And so it's really nice to see those the interdepartmental collaborations as well. We see a lot of that also in the engineering technology disciplines with our sustainability program. And so for the natural science, it's the one that has the most different types of degrees and programs. Our biggest one here is the BS in biology, but we do have different concentrations under that BS in biology that you can choose to pursue. We have the BS in biological and physical science. It's a little bit more flexible than the BS in biology. We are, as of fall of 2021, going to be offering a BA in biology. So that's one of our newest degrees that are coming in the fall. We also have our biotech, chemistry. So chemistry, we have multiple concentrations under the chemistry discipline, just like we do in the geosciences. So you heard Dr. Jiang talk about some of the chemistry work that he does there, some of the research he does there. And then we have the BSN program, which is a completion program. I did see in the chat that there is some interest in the nursing program.
Yes.
Just to kind of clarify what this program or who the audience is for this program was designed for the RNs in mind, which means that these are nurses that are already working in the field or are in an RN program. Our collaboration right now is with HCC Coleman. And so RNs that are in that program can come into our BSN as fast track students, or if you're already in RN, then you can join the BSN. You can apply and meet those requirements. And so that's a little bit about what we offer under CST. I do want to point you to this page that UHD has created for our transfer students. Lots of information on this page. We do have something new that you guys would benefit from that's called the Transfer Course Calculator. So I'm not going to click it because it's going to open up a bunch of windows, but I suggest you guys go in there and log in all your classes that you've taken at the community college and see how they're going to transfer into the different programs that you are interested in. And so it gives you an idea of the percentage completion in that particular discipline that you're interested in pursuing. And it can give you an idea if you're ahead in one program versus another. And so that can determine which one you choose to apply for. So that's something new that we're excited about. We have the web page for deadlines for admission. Right now we have the app open for the summer and the fall. And we do have some events that I'd like you guys to join. If you're interested in coming in UHD, hopefully you are. That's why we are in this meeting. But these are called Gator Preview Days. Okay, so we don't have the dates yet, but I was in a meeting this morning and they're about to post the dates for Gator Preview. So if you attend as a prospective transfer student these events, you get your $50 application fee waived. And so when you are ready to make that transition, make sure you attend one of these Gator Preview Days. We also have our open house coming up on March 27th. This is an opportunity for you to get to meet our dean. I am the assistant dean, we have an associate dean, and then we have the dean. And so he will be at our open house. I'll be there with him in our session, and you can have an opportunity to meet him and also our department chairs or assistant chairs that will be representing the different departments. So this is just to be able to get a little bit more information about what we offer within the college. You heard a big piece and a big piece that we use to advertise our college, which is the undergraduate research. We are big on that. Almost every entire program that you saw here listed has a component, a high impact learning experience in the form of either undergraduate research or a senior project capstone course at the end of the program. And so most of them will have it. And so you'll be able to have those experiences in those different disciplines. I think I covered the basics, but I'm here to answer any questions that you might have in making that transition to UHD. I'm trying to think, the easier transition is to come in the fall, but we do have the summer open. The financial aid piece is a little bit tricky if you're coming in the summer, but if you want a fresh start, you can surely come in the fall, apply to the fall for fall admission. Any questions that you guys might have over the transfer process? Okay, so I see a question in the chat. Interested in the computer science fast track to the data analytics. So that fast track option will be something that a student that's a computer science major will pursue. It's about 3 semesters before you graduate. Okay, you apply to that fast track option, and then the graduate program will review. You have to have meet certain criteria, such as grades in specific classes, no repeating courses. If you meet all that criteria, then you get admitted into the fast track, and you take 3 graduate courses that are going to be applied towards that data analytics master's, but they will also be applied in the undergraduate program. So we'll double dip and use them in both programs for you. So that's a little bit about that fast track program.
And then cybersecurity.
Cybersecurity. So we have cybersecurity minors. If you want to be a data science, right, major, mathematics, statistics, and you want to, those programs require you to have a minor, so you can do a cybersecurity minor. Or if you want to come in as a computer science major, we have a cybersecurity concentration. So there's a group of classes that you would take in cybersecurity to get that concentration.
Great.
And we do have a new Master's of Science and Artificial Intelligence that has been approved, but we're working on launching it hopefully spring of 2022.
Well, good. Good. Now, what is the best way for them to direct questions at you post this event?
I'll put my email in the chat. If you have any questions, you can certainly email me and I'll answer them. If not, I can refer you to someone that can.
And then certainly in context, put that you're HCC LSMP and you attended this meeting. That will help her get a context for what you know. Okay, well, I have a little bit on Scholars Academy, even though, man, I used to have to sell. I just sit back. These are fantastic. Let's give the professors and Dr. Villegas a fantastic applause. They were great, really great. I think Dr. Jang had to leave because he has a class. That's why I wanted him to go first, but they are wonderful. They love and believe in UHD and they make it happen. You can tell with all of the stuff they do. So with that, I'm going to share real quick my screen and just give you let me get this up just a teeny bit. Oh, goodness. I've been online all day teaching my class. If I could just move the little, okay, move it down maybe. There. I want to get to this. Yeah. Okay, well, some of it's covered up, but I'll just go ahead. So it's a very quick presentation. You've seen all of these people. We do have undergrads. I'm going to take about 5 minutes, and then we want to give the last 15 minutes to our undergrads who are here, and we'll introduce them in just 1 minute. So Scholars Academy is 20 years old. They've been part of UHD for a very long time in the College of Science and Technology. And, okay, what's happening here? Okay, just a minute. Oh, I tell you. And And I'm going to stop the share just for a minute because something's wrong, of course. There, we'll just do it this way and be able to know that we're going to move forward. So there we are. And so the great thing about Scholars Academy is that for such a long time, we've had very dedicated students that need money, need support, and we give them that in addition to the support that the University of Houston downtown gives. So I always put this picture up because you have to begin with the end in mind. You have to know where you're going. This is not their last step. This is the first step to the next part of their career. And so we in Scholars Academy, we have a very good track record, as does University of Houston downtown is improving its track record of moving people along. And as you can see here, we have for just the freshmen 70% graduation rate. When we look at everybody, that's over 1,500 students. We have a 74.2% graduation rate, 6-year graduation rate, and that's right in the top 5 universities of Texas in a disaggregate. So this, I pulled out the information for the Scholars Academy. Our retention rate it's a little low, 91%, but it's because we have a lot of people that may want mechanical engineering. We don't have mechanical engineering, but they transfer over to another university somewhere. So a lot of the people that leave us are really leaving us for a degree that we might not have. You can see here's the big one that I want you to see. Look at how many people have gone on, and these are old numbers, right? It's 2021 now, and I already know we have over 10 to 15 more PhDs, MDs in this rank. But look, people go on. They have a dream. UHD helps them graduate and move into their dream, and that's what you need to know. Here's the other big thing. Some of you don't want to go to graduate school right now. You want to go to work. And look at this. People in the Scholars Academy that are in STEM, they do get into the workforce, even into these hard to find a job time periods. Our students are finding jobs. And then I always like to say we have a legend, a history of giving back. And here's some examples, where STEM, this is one of Dr. Fang's former students who works in Michigan now, but he built this and he went to this school. And he was in my seminar class and he wanted to show them bottle rockets. And so he built this contraption and they loved it. Of course, I was a little worried, but nonetheless. So a lot of this young lady's in medical school right now, and just a lot of students that give back. And these are middle school age students where we know people really miss out. They either get into sports and leave STEM, but STEM is going to take you a little bit. Not everybody can enter the professional ranks. So I want to just talk very quickly, mentored research applications. So Mr. Steer and I will visit about this because sometimes the LSMP funds allow you to do research in the summer. And he and I will discuss, and if you have interest in filling out an application, I would talk to him first. If he says he has money for you, then send an email to me and I will send you our application and we'll place you where it's most appropriate. Okay. And it will be between the months of June or July. It won't be the whole, but it'll be about a 5-week program. So think about that. Okay. And now I'm going to stop sharing. And I would like, let's see, can the SA members, can you raise your hands electronically or otherwise? Show your face. How about that? Show your face. Yes, there they are. Okay, so I'm going to start with, I'm going to let Brenda Villalobos speak, then I'm going to let Alina Ali speak, and then I'll let Andrea Schillingford. And the reason I'm putting them in that order is Brenda she's a peer mentor. She's been with us for 3 years, 3 or 4 years. How many years have you been with us? Brenda?
3 years.
3 years. Good. I was going to say you should have graduated already. But anyway, but oh, it's an inside joke. And then Alina just came to us, so we're happy to have her. So, Brenda, do you want to go ahead and share just a little bit of essay or some of those big moments, what your major is and otherwise?
Sure. First off, I'd like to say my name is Brenda. I started off in the Scholars Academy as a first time in college student. I'm a first generation college student, so I didn't know anything about college. And I want to, talk about the importance of networking, because I wouldn't be in the Scholars Academy without networking. I wouldn't have all the opportunities I have today if it weren't for networking, for the people that I know. And so kind of a little short story. In high school, I did okay. I made good grades. But I was an average student. I wasn't like the valedictorian, but I had a good relationship with my chemistry teacher. And I asked her, like, hey, like, what can I do if I'm good at chemistry? I had no idea how to apply for college, much less my parents. They didn't even know, but they wanted me to go to college. And so I asked her, she was like, hey, why don't you apply to the Scholars Academy? And at that moment, I was like, okay, I'll do it. I'll do anything you tell me, and that's the thing about having role models and knowing people, is that they're going to want to guide you. And you take that advice as a first generation college student, as a first time in college person, you're going to take that advice. And so I took it. I got accepted and I was shook. I was shook. Someone like me got a scholarship, really? I experienced a lot of imposter syndrome because I just couldn't believe that, I got an opportunity that big in my life. And I started off as a geology major, actually. So she told me, start off with geology. I told her, maybe I like chemistry. I want to be a lab technician. And she was like, okay, do geology. So I did it. I did geology. I applied to the Scholars Academy, and there I was. And I liked it at first. I liked the classes. But then, of course, the importance of networking. I met someone and he was like, hey, you should do engineering. He's like, geology is very much related to structural engineering. Maybe you'd be good. You'd be good. And so I took that advice again, as a person, who's never been in college. I took that advice and I've been there ever since. I've been thriving. I'm just going to say it. I failed a class once. And if it weren't for Dr. Parker, my mentor, sometimes you're going to fail. But the Scholars Academy has been there to pick me right back up. And it's like your parents will always be there, but they couldn't just tell me what Dr. Parker told me. So I really appreciate the Scholars Academy, how much growth I've experienced being in the program. I have done research with Dr. Fang. I'm currently doing research right now. I'm a peer mentor. I've grown in like the way that I communicate now. I've learned about humility here. I've learned basic life values here, not just academic things. And just showing up there. Yeah, the Scholars Academy, there's a lot of requirements. You have to do your seminars, you have to do your field trips. But in the end, I say all those things are just to help you. And in the end, I always learn something new from every single experience. It's not just a requirement. Being there, if you pay attention, you learn something, you meet someone. And I always feel inspired. And I have so much motivation. I look around my peers and I say, wow, I want to be just like them. I want to be successful for them. And I'm happy for everyone in the Scholars Academy. But
Wonderful.
Yeah,
wonderful.
pretty much it.
Great. Wow. I didn't know some of this stuff, but thank you. All right, Alina.
Hello everyone, my name is Alina and I'm a data science major, and I'm also a transfer student from HCC. So I completed my Associates of Science degree at HCC, and then I transferred to UNC last semester. So it is a great opportunity for everyone who wants to do to complete their graduation or to do the bachelor's at UHD, because there are so many opportunities, and especially if you join the Scholars Academy, so that would be great. There you can get the scholarships, you will get more opportunities and service learning projects and research work. So I'm also currently doing research work with Dr. Jadik, and we will use data science, computer science, mathematics, and we're gonna work on artificial neural networks. So if you want to join UHD, I think it's very cheap as compared to other universities, and you will get many opportunities, and you can complete your bachelor's without any tensions. So I think you should focus on for your transfer, and let's see.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
Now, I want to say one thing about Alina. She's very humble. She her first semester was last semester. She took my class, and we do a service learning project with a peer leader in service learning, and they did such a great job in supporting her particular group. She wanted another group also, but she asked me, could I be a peer leader in your service learning? And so she's moved in terms of leadership up the ladder a little bit, and she's doing that right now. So we thank you. Okay, Andrea, you'll close us out.
Hello and good afternoon, good evening. My name is Andrea Shillingford, and I'm truly excited to be here. A little nervous and anxious, but I started at UHD. This is my second semester. I actually am a transfer student from Kansas City, Missouri. I I'm sorry, I'm so anxious, but I'm thankful for the researchers that SA Academy develops, because without research, there's no way to advance our science, math, engineering, and technology. And I appreciate that very much. I actually I'm an engineering student. I have an Associate's of Applied Science in Architectural Engineering Technology from the Metropolitan Community College in Kansas City, Missouri. And when I transferred to UHD, it was in hopes of having the entire college experience, you know, everything, including, the sorority and Greek life. And so
Well,
I was a
that's not
little
going to
disappointed
happen.
that COVID, right?
You're in the
I was disappointed
COVID
because COVID
generation, my
completely,
girl.
you know.
Well,
So,
you're still going to have a good
Scholars
experience.
Academy, I really hope so. And I like the seminars because they are so informative based on the research that I've already become interested in. As far as I'm interested in robotics,
Mhm.
I'm interested in cancer research. I'm also interested in autism and developmental diseases in children. And so, the research that we do with the students is like good. I don't even know how to say it properly, but I'm so excited about that, to notice that those new doctors and are leaving UHD and doing good. So I'm
Absolutely.
grateful for that. I was glad that the tutoring program you guys have is like impeccable compared to where I came from. It's like you struggle so hard to get those A's, but in the end, it's still worth it. I'm just glad to be here at UHD and get the education that I'm getting. I
Wonderful.
like the I like the research programs because they really do get the students involved in actual hands-on research, and that is one thing that a learner like me needs.
Yeah.
So I appreciate that, and I
Well, and
appreciate.
we hope with
I'm
the
sorry.
COVID vaccines that we'll get fully hands-on in the coming summer or semester next semester. I'm going to cut you off there, Andrea, but
Go
I
ahead.
really appreciate you taking that leap. I'm very proud of you. And thank you, other
Thank you very
ladies.
much.
I'm very proud of you as well. I want to give just a moment to anybody before because I like to stay on time. Do you have any open question that you have burning that you would like to ask? Anyone? I think I failed to say that if you come into Scholars Academy, you get a scholarship. Everyone in Scholars Academy, we have about 200, has a scholarship. And then you have the requirements that Brenda suggested to keep the scholarship, but it's renewable every semester. So just an opportunity. It's not the only scholarship. UHD has a lot other scholarships. If you go to their scholarship page, their admissions page, talk to Dr. Villegas, she'll be able to share that with you. Anything, Jeff?
Well, can you share how much that scholarship is worth? Are you comfortable doing that?
Yeah, well, in general, for ours, the minimal that we get, that Scholars Academy gives, is $1,500 per semester per student. And we do have some that go up to $2,000 per semester for the, and we do like, for example, if you're an HCC transfer student bringing in 60 or more credit hours, hopefully it's not too much more, we do like you to finish in 2 years if it's humanly possible. That might be 2 years plus a summer or 2 summers. And then the 4-year, the new students, the freshmen, we like them to take 4 years, maybe there's a summer in between there. We do, UHD does offer summer scholarships. So, when we have the money, SA offers summer scholarships as well. But it's not, yes, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I just want to point out that I guess just ask you to comment on the segue maybe from the HCC LSAMP program into UHD in terms of just kind of having that experience and that exposure to LSAMP is hopefully a benefit as they look to get into the scholars program there at UHD.
Yeah, I think so. One of our scholarships is an LSAMP. That doesn't mean that when they come over, they'll get that very same scholarship. We have lots of pots of money. And so we'll, for LSAMP, we really try to meet the criteria set up by that particular grant program. I do think here's the segue. You're meeting our professors ahead of when you get there, and you're hearing from our students. We didn't tell them what to say. I'm sure they were wondering what I wanted them to say. Our SA members have sense, and they sell our program just like our professors. I never tell them what I want them to talk about, heaven forbid. They have what they want to share with you that is most vital about our university. And I would say the same thing of Dr. Villegas. I mean, I wanted to say one other thing about one of the degrees, since she just poked her head up. There's a industrial chemistry degree, several. It's chemistry with industrial chemistry.
Concentration.
Concentration. And we just have a grant in collaboration with University of St. Thomas for their Master's in Industrial Chemistry program, which is an online program that you can finish in 1 year and work during the whole day and take the courses at night or online at any time. And so that they came to us because we have minority students and we have chemistry students, and we want to build a pipeline to that. So not everybody's about chemistry, although I did hear somebody say they were chemistry, but there's lots of those opportunities that are going to be happening and are currently there. So I think you're coming to the first opportunity you get to hear about UHD. We will have other opportunities probably in April, late April sometime before finals, and then we'll start again in the fall. But if you have any transfer questions or anything of that nature, Dr. Villegas is your person. Scholars Academy questions I can answer. And then if you want to do research, and you would like to talk to these professors, you have their email. They're not our only professors. You can email me after you talk to Jeff, and we can work something out. Okay.
So I think there was a question in the chat about scholarships for incoming transfer students, in addition to what the Scholars Academy can offer for you.
Oh, good. Can you speak?
Yeah, there's on that same page that I'm going to share my screen really quick.
Please.
One more time to show you where you can find this information. So this same page, we have scholarships right here at the bottom and transfer scholarships.
There you
go.
go.
So if you click there, it tells you, it gives you instructions, and it tells you all the different opportunities for new transfer students that are coming in this, for us, it would be the 2021, 2022. They're recurring scholarships, so they're there every academic year. Yeah. And so that's an opportunity there. I think I saw another page that had some information. Let's see.
Oh, yeah.
UHD merit scholarships as well.
Yes.
And so that's another opportunity for scholarships as well. So there's a lot of money out there, right? So all you have to do is apply. Some of them, you know, I know that from experience, some of our scholarships within the colleges, once you're at UHD, we don't get a whole lot of applicants. So we have to be, you know, sending emails out to get students to apply to these scholarships. But there's money there. It's just a matter of looking for it and you know, being proactive and sending these applications in. Yeah. And I think there was also a question about applying to the Scholars Academy.
Oh dear.
So you can do it at the same time that you apply for UHD admission. Okay, we do want to have an app on file. I'm presuming, Dr. Parker, an app on file for UHD or no?
Well, they can apply. We won't accept until they're accepted by UHD. And if you go to the College of Science and Technology webpage, you'll see on the left-hand sidebar, you'll see Scholars Academy, and click on it, and the very first link is applications. So it's all electronic and, you know, very quick. UHD, get that application in there. We might accept you, but unless you get accepted by UHD, we won't give you money.
But if Scholars Academy accepts you, UHD will be accepting you.
Well, I think so too, but we'll see. But anyway, all right. Thank you, Dr. Villegas. Great job. All of our professors, thank you again. And I want to especially thank our student speakers from UHD, and most especially thanks to the HCC LSAMP members. Ms. Gadd, thank you too. Wonderful amount of people that you got interested in this. So hopefully, I know not everybody will come to UHD, but I hope that they heard something that might say, oh, maybe I should look into that.
I think that I hope so too. And I think that I can tell you that I saw at least, because we asked them when they first apply where they're interested in going. I know I saw at least 15, 20 students that had indicated UHD. So
wonderful.
I think that's a good sign. And hopefully there'll be a few more after today. So
yes,
great
absolutely.
job, everybody. Thank you very much. And thank you all for coming, also LSAMPers. And we appreciate your help, Mary Jo, very much for doing all this and pulling this together. Thank you very much for that too.
Okay. Well, we will see you and have a great, I'm going to say great weekend because it's almost weekend, right? Okay. Right. Thank you so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Bye-bye. I will post this, Jeff. I'll send it to you so that you can, we'll edit it a little bit.
Okay.
And then give it to you. Okay.
Okay. Sounds good. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Lena. Thank you, Andrea.
Goodbye. Thank you. Bye.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Parker. Take care.
Okay. Great. Thank you, Braham. Have a good weekend.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Okay.